Last video, we placed TaskFlow onto AWS, a VPC, a database, a cache, containers, a load balancer. But imagine building all that by hand, clicking through the AWS console, dozens of screens, hundreds of settings. Now answer these questions. Could you rebuild it exactly next month from scratch? Could a teammate review what you changed? Is there any record of why a setting is the way it is? Clicking through a console fails all three. It's slow, it's error prone, and it's impossible to reproduce. The fix is infrastructure as code, and the most popular tool for it is Terraform. Instead of clicking, you describe your entire infrastructure in text files, and Terraform builds it for you, exactly, every time. In this video, you'll learn what infrastructure as code really means, Terraform's building blocks, providers, and resources, the core workflow, write, plan, and apply, variables and modules for reusable infrastructure, and we'll define all of TaskFlow's AWS setup as code. Let's stop clicking and start declaring. So what is infrastructure as code? The idea is simple but transformative. Instead of creating servers and databases by clicking in a web console, you define them in text files, and a tool reads those files and creates the real infrastructure to match. Your servers, networks, and databases become code, sitting right next to your application code, and once your infrastructure is code, it inherits every superpower code has. First, it's version controlled. Your infrastructure lives in Git, so you have a full history of every change and you can roll back. Second, it's reviewable. A teammate can review an infrastructure change in a pull request, the same way they review application code before it ever touches production. Third, it's reproducible. The same files create an identical environment every time, so your staging and production match, and spinning up a brand new environment is one command, not a week of clicking. Fourth, it's documented. The code is the documentation. There's no gap between what a diagram says and what's actually running, because the code is what's running. Clicking is a one-time action you forget. Code is a permanent, shareable, repeatable asset. Let's meet Terraform itself. You write Terraform in files ending in .tf using a language called HCL, HashiCorp Configuration Language. It's clean and readable, and it revolves around two ideas, providers and resources. A provider is the plugin that lets Terraform talk to a platform. There's an AWS provider, a Google Cloud provider, an Azure provider, and hundreds more. You declare the AWS provider and the region, and now Terraform can manage anything in your AWS account. A resource is a single piece of infrastructure you want to exist. A server, a database, a bucket, a network. You write a resource block. The type, for example, AWS_S3_bucket, a name you'll refer to it by, and the settings inside. And here's the key mindset. Terraform is declarative. You don't write steps like create this, then that. You describe the end state you want, and Terraform figures out how to get there. You say, I want a bucket named this with these settings. Whether it needs to create it, update it, or leave it alone, Terraform works that out by comparing your code to reality. How Terraform actually runs comes down to three commands. First, Terraform init. You run this once in a new project. It reads which providers you need, AWS for instance, and downloads them, setup, done. Second, and this is the one that makes Terraform safe, Terraform plan. Plan compares your code to what actually exists right now and shows you exactly what it will change before it changes anything. It'll say, I will create 3 resources, update 1, and destroy none. You read the plan like a diff and confirm it's what you expect, no surprises. Third, Terraform apply. This executes the plan and makes the real changes in AWS. Now, how does Terraform know what already exists? The state file. Terraform keeps a file that records everything it has created and is managing. That's how Plan can compute an accurate diff. One important rule for teams: that state file must be shared, stored remotely, usually in an S3 bucket, not on one person's laptop, so everyone works from the same source of truth. Write your code, plan to preview, apply to build. That loop is the whole rhythm of Terraform. Two features take you from toy scripts to real maintainable infrastructure. First, variables and outputs. You don't want to hard code values like the region or an instance size in the middle of your files, so you pull them out into variables. Now the same code can build a small cheap environment for staging and a bigger one for production just by feeding it different variable values. Outputs are the reverse. After Terraform builds things, outputs surface useful values, like your database's address or your load balancer's URL, so you or another tool can use them. Second, and this is the big one, modules. A module is a reusable package of Terraform, a folder of resources you can call over and over with different inputs. Instead of copying the same 50 lines to make 3 environments, you write a module once and call it 3 times. It's the exact same principle as functions in programming. Write it once, reuse it everywhere, stay dry. There's a whole public registry of community modules too, a battle-tested VPC module, an RDS module, so you don't reinvent the wheel for common setups. Variables make your code flexible. Modules make it reusable. Let's define all of TaskFlow's infrastructure as code. We create a folder of .tf files, and inside we declare every piece from our AWS video, but now as Terraform resources, not console clicks. The AWS provider and region at the top, a VPC resource for our private network, an RDS resource for the managed Postgres database, an Elasticache resource for Redis, an ECS and Fargate setup to run our TaskFlow container, a load balancer out front, and an S3 bucket for uploads. We pull the environment-specific bits, region, instance sizes, the database password into variables, and we output the load balancer's URL at the end so we know where the app is live. Then the workflow. Terraform Plan shows us the whole environment it's about to create, every resource laid out for review. We run Terraform apply, and in a few minutes our entire AWS stack exists, built from code. And the magic: Terraform destroy tears it all down cleanly, and a fresh apply rebuilds it identically. Our infrastructure is now reproducible, reviewable, and version controlled, living right beside our app. Let's recap. Infrastructure as code means defining your servers, networks, and databases in text files, so your infrastructure becomes version controlled, reviewable, reproducible, and self-documenting. Terraform uses providers to talk to platforms like AWS and resources to declare each piece you want to exist, and it's declarative. You describe the end state, not the steps. The workflow is 3 commands: init to set up, plan to preview the changes, and apply to make them, with a state file tracking what exists. Variables make your code flexible, and modules make it reusable. TaskFlow's entire AWS environment is now defined in Terraform, buildable and destroyable with a single command, but there's still one manual step. Someone has to run Terraform apply and run the tests and build the Docker image. In the next video, we automate all of it with GitHub Actions and CI/CD, so every push tests, builds, and deploys on its own. See you in the next one.